Shout out to the collective, man. Y'all know we back with another banger, another reaction. I appreciate everybody who been tapping in, running up, and subbing up. And if you new to the channel, please like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell so you always notified whenever we make an upload. And when you like the video, bro, it's free. It helps the community grow. And then why not? Why not subscribe and join the collective, man? Y'all know we've been popping over here. Y'all already know how we've been rocking. And I appreciate everybody, bro. I enjoy y'all, man. This is like a highlight of my day to give y'all this type of content and interact with y'all. You know, sometimes just read y'all comments if I can't respond at the time, if I'm at work or whatever. But yeah, I appreciate it. And we're gonna get right into this video, bro.
Man, throw a flag out the door, though. This is what you need to know. Stuff you need to know, fellas. Ladies. Stuff you need to know.
Damn.
They got no jurisdiction over us. None. They ain't got the stamps. This ain't their land. This is my land. This is my land. I'm a lord. I'm allowed to travel this land. They swore an oath to this. This is the oath they swore on. They all know it. Ain't no license. I'm not under y'all's doors. I don't have a contract with y'all. There is no contract with y'all. I was just downtown with this same bullshit. Sorry, motherfucker.
You see, I ain't touch him. You see that, right?
Yeah, but more. I got every right to travel from here to Timbuktu. They ain't
Timbuktu.
This, oh, they want it. They want to be the Jews. They want to be the fake Jews. They know what this means. Well, you know what this means. Now they're white.
Oh, my goodness.
But we ain't going nowhere, baby. We ain't going nowhere.
We got dogs.
No fucking way. Oh, yeah, I know you got dogs.
Man, we got backed up traffic at this bitch. Pittsburgh PD. Pittsburgh police out this bitch. Wait. This shit ain't no joke, dog. My man threw a flag out the fucking well. right here is like, whoa. Like, bro, I'm about to say. Yeah. I'm gonna get educated today, because they ain't touched that man. They ain't touched him. They ain't pulled a pistol or nothing. Pulled out all the laws. Oh my God. Chain. I'll sue the fuck out of them. Oh, fuck out of here. Oh my goodness. He ain't even playing with him. Like, you see the flag? Dude. And y'all know. They know. We just don't know. We don't know. I know it. Think I don't know it? I'm not signing up. Jurisdiction, none. Exactly. Exactly. They don't even know what the fuck to say. Like, these motherfuckers is lost. They don't even know what to say, bro.
Yo, I seen the beginning of that clip years ago, but I'm just now seeing the whole thing, and that's wild. That's wild. Y'all drop in the comments what y'all think. That's wild to me that he was able to just pull off like that. But y'all see how fast he was ready to, the cop jumped on him when he was picking the flag up? Bro, he just picking the flag up. You act like the man, what? Hey. There's certain topics I just try not to get into. But that one, hey.
Thinking I would never speak on it.
Oh man, everyone should read the book, The Creature from Jekyll Island. Everyone should know about the meeting that took place off the coast of Jekyll Island in the early 1900s. Everyone should know about the Federal Reserve Act. Everyone should know about Woodrow Wilson. Everyone should know about J.P. Morgan. Everyone should know about the Carnegies, the Rothschilds, the Warburgs. Everyone should know about the Waltons. Everyone should know about the Vanderbilts. Everyone should know about these are the names of, of course, the Rockefellers. Again, very critical about the Rockefellers. John D. Rockefeller and all the rest of them, Carnegie and the rest of them. You must know about these. Why? Because they shaped the modern world that we currently live in. From the financial area, to the educational system, to the agricultural system, to the very banking itself. They shaped it. So while a lot of us are arguing, we're not realizing the people who quite literally put this thing together are the ones who have perpetuated exactly where we are to this very moment. Then we can say, oh, these people want to get rid of over 4 billion human beings on the planet, including white folks.
We all slaves, man. Everybody.
Bunch of fucking snitches. They're making movies about snitches. Alpo movie. Alpo's a snitch. American Gangster. Frank Lucas. He's a fucking snitch. Nicky Barnes. He's a fucking snitch. Why are they making movies about snitches? Why there's no movie about Wayne Perry in DC? Why there's no movie about Tulu Shakur and all these motherfucking niggas that's locked up doing life, man? They promoting snitching. They want niggas to snitch on each other. Fuck snitching. We got other things to worry about. Let's snitch. You want to snitch? Let's snitch. Like right now, I'm snitching on the government. I'm snitching on the Illuminati. I'm snitching on the military. I'm snitching on the fucking religion. I'm snitching on some real shit. I ain't snitching on my brothers in the streets. Fuck beefing with all these street niggas. Hey yo, we need to get together and fucking go at the government, son. The military. All these motherfuckers that's corrupting our minds, our brains. The Food and Drug Administration, Hollywood, you name it, healthcare, everything. Everything is connected. It's all crooked. They got this whole world fucked up. They got our minds fucking about all that shit. Why you think they murdered that nigga? It wasn't no rap war. It wasn't because he jumped that nigga Orlando. No. That's a motherfucking lie. The government killed Pac. The feds had something to do with it. They set that nigga up. And they had something to do with Biggie getting killed too. And then they tried to make it look like a rap.
Hey yo. Rest in peace to Prodigy. If y'all don't know, go check that out. The whole conspiracy behind Prodigy, how his parents, to how he passed away, things he was saying, people he was exposing. Like, yeah, hey, go check out Prodigy if you haven't, man. R.I.P. Rest in peace to Prodigy, man. GOAT. I should say GOAT. Legend, man. He a legend.
New surveillance video obtained by Eyewitness News. That's exactly what everyone did. Ran for their lives into a restaurant on West 47th Street. Front, helping folks into the pub. He's talking only to Eyewitness News.
This man grabbed the trophy, yo. Facts. On his ass, boy. He coming there and getting 3 trophies to the dome. Straight
you know
up.
What I noticed about the industry, bro? Anytime somebody exposed them, they don't go get that person right away. You know what I'm saying? They wait years, you know what I'm saying? So when they do something to them, well, nobody suspect it was them. They talk about Crazy Bone for a minute, you feel me? So do y'all remember like 3 years ago when Crazy Bone had exposed the industry, and he basically was talking about how all these record labels, you know what I'm saying, invest in private prisons. So pretty much their main goal is to get us to go to prison. They're paying the artists to influence us to try to live like them. And that's why a lot of artists don't come out saying, oh, I went to school to get where I'm at now. You feel me? All these artists act like they came from the streets. That's why a lot of these old school artists from back in the day, that's why I listen to a lot of old school music. Because a lot of these old school artists, they weren't with it. And that's why they barely drop music now. They're only giving big deals to artists that's agreeing to destroy the black community. Think about all these new artists and what they promoting. At this meeting that Crazy Bone was talking about, guess what? There wasn't no country artists there, and that's why I say the black community. You feel me? They know exactly what they're doing. Watch this video though.
Music business has invested millions of dollars in the private prison system. Somebody sent me an article, like
think it was like 6 or 7 years ago.
Right.
But it's actually a letter that was written by somebody that was a decision maker at a major label. You know, he was invited to a very special meeting about the future of hip hop back in 1991. And the title of the letter is The Secret Meeting That Changed Rap Music and Destroyed a Generation. I have struggled for a long time weighing the pros and cons of making my story public, as I was reluctant to implicate the individuals who were present that day. So I've simply decided to leave out the names and all the details that may risk my personal well-being and that of those who were, like me, dragged into something they weren't ready for. We ain't scared.
You know what I'm saying? What they gonna do?
They after us, not just playing.
Look, that black man.
So I was invited to attend a closed-door meeting with a small group of business insiders to discuss rap music's new direction. Little did I know we would be asked to participate in one of the most unethical and destructive business practices ever seen.
Okay.
The meeting was held at a private residence on the outskirts of Los Angeles. I remember about 25 to 30 people were there,
Right.
most of them familiar faces. Among the attendees was a small group of unfamiliar faces who stayed to themselves and made no attempt to socialize beyond their circle. Based on their behavior and formal appearances, they didn't seem to be from our industry. Our casual chatter was interrupted when we were asked to sign a confidentiality agreement preventing us from publicly discussing the information presented during the meeting. And consequences were stated that violating the terms would result in job termination immediately. A few people refused to sign and walked out. Nobody stopped them. The subject quickly changed as the speaker went on to tell us that the respective companies we represented had invested in a very profitable industry which could become even more rewarding with our active involvement. He explained that the companies we worked for had invested millions into the building of privately owned prisons, and that our positions of influence in the music industry would actually impact the profitability of these investments. Sure enough, someone asked what these prisons were and what any of this had to do with music. We were told that these prisons were built by privately owned companies who received funding from the government based on the number of inmates.
Mm-hmm.
The more inmates, the more the government would pay these prisons.
Mm-hmm.
It was also made clear to us that since these prisons are privately owned, as they become publicly traded, we'd be able to buy shares. My industry colleague who had first opened the meeting took the floor again and answered our questions. He told us that since our employees had become silent investors in this prison business, it was now in their interest to make sure that these prisons remain filled. Our job would be to help make this happen by making music which promote criminal behavior, rap being the music of choice. He assured us that this would be a great situation for us because rap music was becoming an increasingly profitable market for our companies, and as employees, we'd also be able to buy stocks in these prisons. My daze was interrupted when someone shouted, "Is this a fucking joke?" At this point, things became chaotic.
Right.
Two of the men who were part of the unfamiliar group grabbed the man who shouted and attempted to remove him from the house. A few of us, myself included, tried to intervene. One of them pulled out a gun and we all backed off. They separated us from the crowd and all four of us was escorted outside. My industry colleague who opened up the meeting earlier hurried out to meet us and reminded us that we had signed an agreement and would suffer the consequences of speaking out. I remember word for word the last thing he said. "It's out of my hands now. Just remember you signed an agreement." He then closed the door behind him. The men rushed us to our car and actually waited until we drove off the property.
Damn.
Anything that was harmless, fun rap, anything that had a message in it had to go. It's not enough for them to exploit our culture and make all the money off of it. But they're going to go beyond the artist to get the artist to influence and lure in the consumer which they knew at the time were mainly minorities.
Yep.
In other words, keep promoting gangster rap so that the youngsters will be influenced by them, which in turn will incite them to want to act like them, and it's a very good chance they'll end up in their prison.
Yes.
They're getting paid twice. They're getting paid from the artists they signing, and then they're getting paid from the people that these artists influence that goes to prison trying to be like these artists.
Yeah.
So I wonder, and I'm gonna say this publicly now, cause I seen that before. Y'all think Suge and maybe Diddy was at that meeting too? If Diddy wasn't, I know for sure Suge had to be. I believe Suge was there. I could be wrong. And I could be right too. Drop it in the comments if y'all think Suge was at that meeting. I'm just saying he possibly could have been, because I always feel like him and Diddy has something to do with a lot of the little things that have transpired with the East versus West Coast war musically. But it's kind of sick that, you know, they really trying to make money off us like that. They making money off our culture in all these different ways. You got us making the music, making the art. You showing our face. And then you show it and do it in a certain way to where it promotes a negative vibration, a low frequency of a vibration to the rest of the masses and the younger children, and then they end up becoming adults or go to juvie or even just go to jail, and then you making money off us that way too. But who really the dummies though? Let's really get to the I'm gonna press my people. So who really the dummies? As a whole, we gotta be, because we see these things, and when we hear these things, we like to say it ain't true or it's a conspiracy. But what if that was facts though? Then we the dummies, because we the ones who keep allowing them to do it to us. Just saying, man. Somebody gotta say it.
Look at all of these questions that we're not even asking ourselves. All of these people are just kind of indoctrinated to not spend time communing with each other or discussing why their food is grown in laboratories or why that we have lab-grown meat specifically designed to destroy our gut microbiomes, just readily available for the blind consumer's consumption. All of this fresh produce have numbers on them that tell you if they're going to poison you or not. The air that you breathe is being pumped full of canisters of carcinogens called factories at a hellular rate. See, this life that we live is a lot deeper than people think that it is, but nobody is able to delve into past the surface level of thinking and really communicate with each other what everyone's thinking on the outside. It's actually quite complicated and beautiful. It's a deception that is created by none other than the darkness that lies beneath, controlled by the Vatican. And you guys can do research on that, but basically everything that you think is not, and vice versa. But back to practical. Every single thing that you consume in a corporate grocery store is designed to cultivate disease. For example, I know people that regularly eat these cookies and speak highly of them, but they're not cookies. They are ingredients stuffed into something that looks like a cookie. Those ingredients are discussed and approved by the three-letter agencies that comprise the regulatory system of this country, and they are not for you. They are for profit margins. That's why stomach about 3 days back from where it's supposed to be, optimally, cellularly hydrated, and working the way that it should be. I just think it's absolutely wild that even as I say this in a loud voice in a congested supermarket, that nobody even stops me and asks me what I'm doing or takes note of what I'm saying. Sir, do you mind if I ask you a question? Why is it that you still wear that mask?
If I feel like it.
Okay, thank you. His answer, for those of you that couldn't hear through the muffledness, it was, because I feel like it. If this video is not viral, it's about to be, because honestly, these ingredients on what you call bread is just the icing on top of the cake, because this, again, is going to cultivate disease in your body. If you guys would like to learn more about this, you guys can always listen into my podcast on YouTube called Growing Fruition. And you can also follow me on my website and use all my resources that I've cultivated for you there at growingfruition.com. Appreciate your guys' awareness. Come support the movement.
I've never seen him before, but y'all make sure y'all go tune in to bro.
One question. You were speaking about why haven't killed you yet, or things like that. I want to speak about Illuminati and if you believe in that, if it's infiltrated hip hop. And a lot of people say like Jay-Z, you know, Kanye West, they have affiliations with that. And when you reach a certain level in hip hop, that they approach you. I'm wondering if anybody has approached you on that, if you're working with them, because some people I've heard say they believe KRS-One is a Mason or something like that. And if you didn't mind speaking on that and what your thoughts are.
Yeah, well, where do I start? No, I'm not a Mason. Let's start there. I studied Freemasonry, though. Studied for about 20, coming up on 20 years now. Studied Freemasonry. I've known Freemasons all my life. They trust me with their secrets. They trust me with their symbols. They trust me with their knowledge. I'm considered a 33-degree Master Mason, but I'm not a Mason. I'm sort of what you would call an honorary member because I understand the truth. Masonry is not the Illuminati. Freemasonry is, or was, it originally started off as what science would be called today. Back in the days, there were several sects that knew the truth, and they would put that truth into whatever craft they were practicing at the time. So, first you have men and women that make boats, and they make these boats to sail. So they create what is called maritime law, the law of the sea. And there's a gentleman named Jason Whitley, as well as Jordan Maxwell, that speaks, actually Jordan Maxwell speaks extensively on this, that in an ancient sense, those who made ships would put spiritual knowledge into the concept of shipbuilding. So you would get God as a ship. God's inner would be the hull. The mind is the sails. And we are on the stage of life, sailing. Sort of like an old Freemason or Masonic poem is row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. That's the secret if you can comprehend what I just said. But the point is that secrets are put into the craft of the teacher. The teacher does not blatantly tell you, this is the truth. You won't even understand it. What the teacher does is put the truth in the craft that the teacher is practicing. So you have shipbuilding, and you get this whole philosophy, which is really all of Egyptian mythology based on ships, water, because that was their craft, that was what that was. Then you go a little further down, and you get, actually, right here in California, on Wilshire Boulevard, there's a major Masonic temple there, and on the outside of the temple, they show you the Pharaoh Akhenaten handing over to a Greek philosopher the truth. And that Greek philosopher handing it off to someone else, and that's right there on Wilshire Boulevard. You should go look at it.
Word.
This is where Freemasons get their knowledge handed to them from the Pharaoh of Egypt, Akhenaten, who is one of the special pharaohs, because Akhenaten is the one that didn't believe in the old Egyptian ways. He said there is a new way to approach God. He told everybody that God was the Son. And we're not going to get into Christianity and all of that later, but this was first Akhenaten. Now, I mention all of that just to draw a wedge between Freemasonry century philosophers called themselves the illuminated ones, the ones who bring light into the world. They were scientists that were saying basically that the Bible is not the whole truth. That like a guy like Sir Francis Bacon, who everybody believes is the true writer for Shakespeare. Francis Bacon, actually there's a movie coming out now, October 28th called Anonymous.
Shakespeare was a fraud.
That Shakespeare was a fraud. This is a Masonic lore that's getting ready to be revealed. But this guy Francis Bacon is the one who was believed to be the original writer of Shakespeare. Francis Bacon would be somebody you would say would be part of the Illuminati.
Right.
Not a bad group. The Illuminati has nothing to do with evil, nothing to do with all of that. The Illuminati is a group, well, the first group is a group of philosophers, a group of scholars that are not looking at reality based on the church. They're looking at it based on what we now call science. The other Illuminati is a group of bankers that start with the Rothschilds. And there were one Rothschild, there was 5 sons. And each Rothschild controlled a part of Europe. One son was England, one son was France, one son was Spain, one son was Germany. And they started a banking system in Europe, the Rothschilds. It was a Jewish family. Started a banking conglomerate throughout Europe, lending and lending money, making money on money. And their banking practice got so big that they began to finance governments. The bank began to finance wars and other things like that. And so this group of bankers got slapped with the term Illuminati. Bilderberg Corporation, which is on for Trilateral Commission. These are all committees and groups of nerds that want you to believe they are someone for you to fear. Those that know the truth know what the Illuminati is. You know what Freemasonry is. In fact, you know that the only reason you can even speak the word Freemasonry and Illuminati is because the true secret society is operating on us right now, and you do not know. Those who are really in control, we don't even know their names.
Right.
We will never know their names. And here's the secret to life right here. The ones that are in control are righteous and good. The world is controlled by righteous people. Those righteous people make you believe that they must be feared so you don't rob them and beat them and run up in the White House and demand justice. These people keep big security all around them. Why? Because they're scared. Anytime a president you're the president of a nation, but you need security to walk amongst your people, you ain't the president. Come on.
Is it people who are supposed to be righteous and good, or who are righteous and good?
No, are.
Oh.
They are. They are. This is physics. The nucleus is surrounded by the proton. Every piece of matter is positive. It's the negative charge that makes it stagnant. If we only had positive charges, you would talk to the chair and it would respond to you. It's the negative charge that makes the chair what it is. So if you can somehow sidestep the negative charges in matter, you'll change it. This is called output. Another subject.
This 2-year-old little girl.
Hey, yo. I never told nobody this besides people who super close to me, but like my great grandmother, rest in peace, we was super close. She was a Freemason. I didn't know this until she passed away. And I never asked about nothing. I never dove too deep. She didn't tell the family too much of anything. She kept her secrets her secrets. But like, I didn't care to look that far. Whenever I heard the word Freemasonry, I've heard rumors about what Freemasonry is, but I never took that deep dive. I wasn't ready yet. I already know why I didn't. I know I've heard the word, and I could go do the research, but I wasn't ready yet. And I know myself to be like, yeah, I don't want to accept the truth. I don't want to look yet. I don't want to look yet. That's me personally. I'm looking at other things, choosing other things. I took the easy route, let's put it that way, which isn't good. I'll be the first to admit. But yeah, and so when I hear him break that down, it kind of make, I'm gonna go look. But y'all drop in the comments how y'all feel about what he said. I know what I'm gonna do personally. I'm gonna go check this out. I'm gonna look. I'm gonna go see what's up. Cause I know someone really close to me was a part of that. But I never asked. And nor do I ask now. My grandma, I don't ask my grandmother, none of my peoples about what my granny used to do. But y'all drop in the comments what y'all feel.
Girl was choked to death on FaceTime by her daddy after he picked her up from daycare. The little girl mama said, he came up here to my job and he told me to give him my cell phone and the password to it. And when I told him no, he started punching me and he checked the phone out my hand and he left the store with my baby in the car. So I asked someone that I work with, could I use their phone and call him so I could see what's wrong? But when I got on the phone, all he kept saying was, give me the password. Give me the password. And I told him no. I told him I just want my baby out that car. And that's when he put the camera on my baby. And I could see him punching her and choking her. All I could do was cry. I felt helpless. Because I know my baby thinking to herself like, why, Daddy? Why are you doing this to me? What did I do? I love you. I always knew that he would do something to my daughter. I even told the police. I said, y'all gonna sit around here and wait for something to happen to my baby before y'all do something. Because y'all always think that women trying to keep their children away from their daddies. But that's not the case all the time. Police later spotted the man's car. And after a 45-minute police chase, the little girl was pronounced dead. You see, these are the new daddies. These are the little boys that when they was young, they would throw temper tantrums. And instead of their mama and daddy correcting them, they would laugh at them. But see, this is the part that's not funny. Those same little boys done grown up to be grown men now. So now when they get mad, they hurt people. Sometimes they even kill people. You see, they was never taught how to control their emotions. They was raised in an era where parents say, don't touch my baby. Nobody better not put their hands on my baby. Nobody better not tell my baby nothing. Well, guess what? The judge gonna tell your baby something. The police is gonna tell your baby something. And I promise you, if your baby don't listen, you're gonna be picking out his favorite clothes to bury him in. And let me ask y'all this before I get off of here. How many of y'all are willing to negotiate with an unstable, emotional person and your 2-year-old daughter's life is on the line? Because I'll be like, look, you want this phone, this password, take it. You see, we all love saying that we would die for our children. But we going back and forth about a password to a cell phone.
Greenback.
How's it go? How's the conversation go? I mean, okay, listen, I'll do it, but I need $500,000, or, you know, I got somebody who will do it, but I need $300,000. I mean, we need really specific details regarding that.
Yeah, we want $1 million.
You said you walked downstairs. Did he say, come meet me downstairs?
Yeah, he said, come on downstairs and talk.
Oh, he tells you, seriously, man, I need to get rid of these guys. I need to look at you in the eyes and he's like scared.
Yeah.
So in your opinion, the specific reason he asked you to come downstairs and talk to him was about that thing, not about liquor or anything. It was about that. Okay.
You tell him we'll do it for $1 million, and he's like, okay, I'll do it for $1 million. He agrees to shake on it or something like that. What happened?
Gentlemen, he like, man, shit, I will.
Get in here!
Man, first off, that's sad what happened to that little girl, man, and to the mom. That's sad, cause that's an innocent life, and this dummy just really did something like that. Like, come on, bro. He ain't gonna last long when he make it to the yard, though. If he's still alive. I heard the story, but I don't know if he even made it out of that. I don't know if he's still alive. But yeah, my sister sent that to me, and like when she told me, I remember her telling me, and I was like, I don't want to hear no more. Like, I don't really like hearing stuff like that. And yeah, like, I didn't know that was gonna pop up, but that's one of them ones that hits the reactions, man. And y'all getting a real ass reaction, like, and I'm not cool with that, but yeah, he ain't gonna make it long on that yard. Like, yeah, you do a crime like that, bro, you gotta go to, yeah. He gonna be by himself. He has to. He can't make it to the yard, especially when everybody knows who he is, bro. That's a trophy. Like, that's a trophy. And I heard the story about Diddy doing that before. I heard, it's a rumor. I'm not sure if it's true, but you know, Cole and Diddy got in a fight before or something like that. And I heard it was because Diddy was acting gay towards Kendrick, and Kendrick kept telling him chill. That's what I heard. But then I also heard another story that Diddy was, I don't know, but Cole busted him out and said, you got Pac killed. I don't know if it's true. I heard both of those stories. Of course they could be rumors. I think they are rumors, but I don't know. One could be true. I don't know. But to see this, that he paid to have Suge and Pac smack, that's what made me think, like, what if that was true? What if that's why they did get into a fight? I don't know. We'll see.
Get in here! You gonna want to stay for this. I guarantee you gonna want to stay for this. You gonna want to stay for this. But my problem is, how do I explain how the Europeans and every immigrant got away with stealing our land, even though our land is in a Lodio title and land patents? I came up with an idea on how they did it. And they stole our land by manipulation. Now, we're going to start right here. Black land lost 1.6 million acres to the homesteaders, which is the immigrants. But how did they pull this off? How did they pull this off, man? How did they pull this off? I'm going to tell you. I'm going to show you. But before I start, if you like to donate for this hard work I done for you, and I got pictures that show you that a picture's worth 1,000 words. Donate, please. Now, how do you stop an uprising for the descendants of the peoples that own the land patents? How do you stop the uprising from them taking back their land? I'm going to show you right now. Now, what you do is you show the descendants of these peoples and tell them, oh, you enslaved. We're going to hide the real pictures and the real story of what actually happened and tell the peoples they are enslaved or their ancestors were enslaved just to hide the history. But I got the whole full story and the pictures of what really happened, and I dig deep. I dig deep about these pictures. Here go evidence number one. This is evidence, and you need to listen very clearly, very clearly. When you tell peoples that this fabricated story of 20 and odd Africans first came in Virginia, right? Now, it looks cool, and it looks like real true history, but it's actually not. Look at this picture right here. Look at this picture right here. Take your time and look at this. Let's get a little closer. Now, this picture right here is the foreigners standing on our chest. That's to tell the so-called elite and other people that know the history or the truth that if you say something, we going to stand on your chest.
Don't tell these people who they are. The real story of what I'm about to show you right now in these pictures. These is the hidden pictures that you so-called don't see. Now, if slavery really happened the way they said it happened, how come a cotton on the porch of a sharecropper home, the plantation of Arkansas, October 1935, he's waiting to take his crop to get cashed out. As we say, cashed out. We cashing out, right? That was the first time we cashing out, right? So what does slavery happen at? If the cotton on a so-called slave house on the planet, he's cashing out. Remember, your boss won't let you take a hamburger home. Your boss won't let you take nothing home. So basically what I'm trying to tell you is that what happened is these people matter of fact, he owned the land. A lot of his family owned the land, and what happened is they sharecropping, right? Sharecropping means I pick the crop, and then I give it to Britain, whatever. Whoever opened up the company is kind of like, matter of fact, imagine if we was growing weed on our own land, and we give it to the whole world. That's exactly what this picture is. Here go another sharecropper. Do he look like a slave? He dressed fine to me. And what happened next is they had to deceive us more in 2022, right? They had to deceive us more to say that this picture, but not real boats, is to deceive us. But let's watch more pictures that I have. Arkansas cotton pickers early morning, they waiting, they chilling, they need their paper. Children of sharecropper near West Memphis, Arkansas, 1935. Here goes Shep. And this is where they, towns right here, they flooded our towns to take our towns. Another picture of Tennessee transporting us to pick cotton, and we did it willingly. It wasn't no slavery right here because we happy. You see, we happy. We about to get this paper. Here we go right here. As cotton pickers work from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. for $1 in 1937, and $1 back in the day was in gold, not in paper money. So if you had $1 in gold, it was almost like you was rich. Here go another one right here is where they show us picking cotton, but they don't show the picture of separating the seeds from cotton. And he literally made $5, which today's money was rich. Here go another picture where the so-called Negro informant who have been on the place for 43 years. And you already know what a foreman makes. A foreman makes 9 times the person, and he actually owned the land. Another person on the plantation changed a tire in 1939, and the car was worth, if you right now, is worth $139,000. Another lady on the plantation was called an Anderson plantation, which her name was Anderson, where you say the black people's own slaves. No, she did not own slaves, she hired slaves. Whereas this picture right here, where the nigga so-called cotton picker is on a plantation of the Mississippi Delta, where they was in the store, where the person that's melanated owned the store on side the so-called plantation is what we call a prison. This is a picture of the so-called African-American cotton picker working hired as a day laborer riding a mule and holding a sack of cotton that he about to get paid. He about to get paid that guap, that moolah, that money. And as you can see right here, Negroes, day laborers, brought in by the truckload in the town waiting to be paid. As you can see, they waiting to be paid. They need that guap. They need that moolah. They need that money, that confetti. And as you can see, after work, they at the Jew joint chilling. And as you can see on the other end, well, these are white peoples who wasn't involved in sharecropping because they was foreigners. And this is the point where they start taking over our land and start being a Homesteaders Act of being a thief. And here go the sharecroppers that work from 6 a.m. 7 p.m. for $1. Wishing today's money $1,000 a week.
I've been waiting for a question to be answered. And if we was already here on this land, I was waiting to just match the dots. Like, okay, so what caused the shift and what caused the transition of when we became on the bottom? And I'm not saying nobody got to be on the bottom, but I for damn sure don't expect for us to be on the damn bottom. If we was here, I for damn sure don't expect us to be on the bottom. But unfortunately, we kind of are as everybody now. They didn't remove the shackles. They didn't made everybody. Y'all get what I mean. We all in it together. But I was waiting for a video like this to come across so I could be like, oh, it makes sense. And to see those pictures, and I could see how in Homesteaders Act can get thrown in there, and they can start taking stuff from us and then giving us things such as the projects, the hood, stuff like that. And then over time, of course, everybody just got dumped into the same areas and stuff like that. And that's what we got, where we all at today, where we all struggle. Everybody has some type of point where they struggle, I'm sure, financially, especially with this inflation. But yeah, I was waiting for a video like that to actually to answer that question for me. To answer that question. And bro was killing me with his commentary.
According to Akan legends of Ghana, once there was time when every human being were God, but they abused their divinity. So one day, Odomankoma, creator, decided to take back divinity from humans and decided to hide it someplace where humans could never find it. To do this, Odomankoma called meeting of all gods to decide about place to hide the divinity. Some said, let's bury it deep in earth. Odomankoma refused, saying humans will dig into earth and find it. Some said, let's sink it in deepest ocean. Again, Odomankoma refused and said, human will learn to dive and find it. Then some suggested, let's take it to top of mountains. Odomankoma replied, humans will climb up mountains and get divinity. After so many refuse, the gods gave up and said, we don't know where to hide divinity, as eventually humans will reach places and no place left to hide. Then Odomankoma thought for long and said, we will hide it in the center of human-owned being. Humans will search for it here and there, but won't look for divinity inside their true self. All gods agreed that it's perfect place for hiding divinity, and since then, humans have been searching for divinity up and down, digging earth, diving oceans, and searching for something which lies within themselves. Morale, divinity lies within us all. We just need to look inside ourselves.
Studied your history, and you did not take over this country by singing We Shall Overcome. You did not gain control of the world like you have it now by dealing fairly with a man and keeping your word. You're treaty breakers, you're liars, you're thieves, you rape entire continents and races of people. Then you wonder why these very people don't have any confidence or trust in you. Your religion means nothing. Your law is a farce, and we see it every day. You demonstrated it in Alabama. And I can say you, because you're part of the whole system, you profit from it. In fact, you make your living from it. You couldn't walk around and talk to people, stand up in your pulpit on Sunday and preach nice little songs and say, now we're going to give thanks to the Lord for he is good and old Jesus be among us. As far as we're concerned, your Jesus is contaminated, just like everything else you tried to force upon us is contaminated. So you can have him. And here's what I'll say, I wish you would follow Jesus like we followed him. Because if you did that, then we'd be in charge tomorrow.
Ancient Tartarian
How y'all feel about what he just said? How y'all feel? Because I see a lot of people sometimes like to say, like, black people be racist. Or black supremacy. And I'm like, black supremacy? Bro, we can't even get together as people. Like, we still got, it's, in my city, it's still split up. It's still split. You got this area, this area, this area, this area, and they all cool. And then you got one area over here that's hella big that ain't cool with these 6 other places. Like, yeah, and who knows, next year these 6 other places might fall out with each other and they one street away from each other. Like, yeah, so when I hear black supremacy, like, we not even all together, one together as a community. So it's like, and we don't sit and plot on other races like some, like a clan member. Like, they all kick it together. They all the same culture, same color, and they aimed at one culture. Like, we don't have that. So when I hear black supremacy, I be like, what? If that's what y'all fear, hey, keep fearing something that ain't really real. But when we talk about white supremacy, like, I try to stay away from that topic. I just like to say it's ignorant and it vibrates too low for me. And I just pray and, yeah, I talk to my ancestors in the universe and hope that they stay as far as away from me as possible and the people I love, and we never had no interactions. It's best that way. But how y'all feel about that clip? How y'all feel about it?
Technology. The old hidden technology before the big reset button was pressed.
Hey, the crazy thing about that car, bro, that can parallel park with the wheels, bruh, I could parallel park my ass off now. But I could not, bro. If that car could have been present, I say when I was like 18, yeah, about 18, bro, I could have got saved from 2 damn tickets that I got 1 hour apart. I was downtown with us. I was in a city council meeting. I was doing something to try to stop like the gang stuff that go on in the city. It was a meeting with the city council. We had, yeah, a lot of people, not a lot of people, but it was cool. So I had to park. I think I did like an hour or something. Had a parallel park. I come out to move the car to go get some food during lunch. I got a ticket. They said my back tires was parked a little too far away from the curb. Okay, cool. I go get food. I come back and park again for another hour. They didn't hit me. When I came back at the end of the day, I didn't got hit with another ticket for the same thing, an hour away, an hour apart from one another by the same cop, bruh. Like, bro, you ain't got nothing better to do but sit around this park all day and make it. I had to park by the park across the street with city council. Like, bruh, you sit around all day. You know there's real life crimes going on, and you worry about somebody parking. Bro, I needed that car.
When you read the story of Pinocchio, Pinocchio's 2 words: pine, P-I-N, pineal gland, and occhio is ocular. Occhio in Italian is eye. That's why you go to an oculist. So Pinocchio means the pineal gland. Pinocchio is a puppet. He's not a real person. In order to become a real person, to ascend, you have to activate your pineal gland. You have to stop telling lies. You have to stop being deceived by your friends. You have to stop going to the circuses and the shows, as all the philosophers have ever said, getting drunk, intoxicated with drugs, and to be sober. So the pineal gland is the 3rd eye, and it's our highest consciousness. If you want to be real, just read the story of Pinocchio and activate your Pinocchio.
Could there be a possibility that that's the way it looks on the other side of that ice wall in Antarctica? Now, to me, if there's not anything on the other side of that ice wall, why do they guard it so much? Why is it not allowed to just explore and go out there and just see for ourselves what's over there? Why is it guarded so much? Now, like I said before, I'm not saying this is real, but look at all the intricate details. Look at this city. Now, I know there's a lot of maps that do talk about cities underneath the ice caps and even on the other side of these ice caps. And there's even maps out there, which I am going to show one. So could these maps show beyond the ice wall? And also, are there passages where you could get beyond the ice barrier as well?
Major rapper!
Okay, so I remember saying outer space could be. Now, I'm not trying to persuade nobody into this flat earth. But if there was land on the outside of the ice wall in Antarctica, and but if that was a city, would y'all still believe the Earth is a globe? Because then it kind of make within the globe has to be bigger than if that's the case, right? I believe it's flat, but I'm just speaking to the people who think that it's still a globe. If it's a globe, would that mean that it has to if there's land on the outside of the ice wall, does that mean that the globe has to become bigger now? Because it still can't be the same size. Because they tell us that's the end, you know, Antarctica's one little area and that's it at the bottom. Like, but what if, like, that's what made me think it's flat, because it's like if there's extra land on the outside of that and they talking about outer space, and they already changed words now. They already use the Da Vinci Code to flip words to control our perception. They already do that now. There's no doubt about that. So it's like, yeah, let's just say outer space was more space on the outer side of the Antarctic wall, the ice caps, ice walls. Like, let's just say if that was the case, because that makes a hell of a lot of sense to me. And I'm sure somebody else gonna agree. Spam that up in the comments if you agree. But yeah, what if they had like, what if we had somebody better than Jordan over there and on the other side of the ice caps, and they got cities and stuff, and he better than Jordan, and we think Jordan the hardest ball player ever. I'm just coming up with stuff, just conversation, man. Y'all drop it in the comments if y'all agree. But I'm just saying that makes it crazy that there could be other human beings over there. What if there's not? What if they keep us separate? What if they haven't got to them like they got to us already? Like manipulation, control. What if they haven't been able to control them yet? What if they on their way to do that? What if they still living in the 90s, bruh? Oh, or the 70s or something. That's crazy.
I'm challenging y'all. Stop making all this gun music. Every major rapper who got a major platform, change the agenda so you can change the algorithm.
Yo, that I'm telling you, like, I got in a fight in class. I never got suspended. How I didn't, I don't know. I smacked the kid in class. I did. He smacked me first. I got up. I was gonna use the desk, but he was a big dude. I was gonna use the desk, but I couldn't, of course, pick that up. So I used my bag, and it had hella books in it, and I smacked him with it. And yeah, he didn't want to throw nothing after that. He was like, no, I'm good. Yeah, I know you good, bro. But like, now that I'm in the classroom and I've seen kids, and I told y'all I've been approached by these kids on some stuff like gang stuff where they didn't press me, and I'd been like, damn, how could you tell that I grew up over here and I'm a grown man and you still a kid? It's part of the lifestyle. But yeah, like, he handled that one perfectly. He handled that perfectly because he had to let him know, like, life too short, bro. And then if it ain't nothing like that, then it's something we could talk about. And they may not be getting that at home. Clearly, I mean, they might have just had a day where they just had to fly off the handle. I don't know. But nah, that teacher, he did his thing with that one. He might not have got through to me the way he talking, because I'm not familiar with that type of tone. I need a different type of tone in order for me to kind of like simmer down. If I'm tripping like how he was about to get. But it worked for those, it might have worked for those kids, which is still good. I like how he came off. As I'm older, but at that age, it wouldn't have got through to me. It wouldn't have got through to me. Hey, I love flying. I love flying. It's fun to me. Except when you get that crazy turbulence. But ain't that Spirit? Man, I done seen a few videos about Spirit. And I'm making sure I'm not about to book no flights with Spirit. I'm straight. If y'all have heard about Spirit, man, drop that in the comments, bro. Yeah, I'm not messing with Spirit. But we made it to the end of this video, man. I appreciate all y'all. If you stuck through this one, I've heard y'all tell me get y'all longer videos. So today y'all getting a longer video. Y'all getting a longer one today. But I ain't gonna hold y'all. Please like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell so you always notified whenever we make an upload. I know we drop like every other couple days out the week. And when you like the video, bro, I mean, it's free. It helps us grow as a community and join the collective, bro. But I ain't gonna hold y'all until I see y'all in the next one, man. We gone.